here today. All right, there you are being recorded. Okay, yes. So if you can go back to the, if you want to go back to this class to listen to the explanations, this video will be uploaded in your class notebook. All right, welcome to our first virtual class. First, I'm going to give you a review of how to work in Teams and how to work in our blog de notas, and then we'll discuss the topic of today's class. All right, so as you notice, every time you enter a section, and of course this is going to help you for all your classes, you have different tabs here at the top. You may have them in Spanish, it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. So post is wherever we post official and important information. I know I created a group chat, but the official information is always here, so you should always check whatever it's here in all of your classes to make sure there is important, to make sure you read the important information that has been posted by your teachers there. And then you have one tab that says Files. And as I've said in the video that I recorded before, the tutorial video, this is not a place for you to upload anything. This is for Miss Elizabeth only, and only for your other teachers in the other classes. And you click on Materiales de Clases and you have different folders there. And here you have the period 2 content. And here you have worksheets. All of the worksheets that you've worked on are here, except the ones that are online. Here you have the listening worksheet. All of the worksheets are here. And if you click videos, here you have all the videos, including this one. When we finish, I'll upload it here too. And PowerPoint presentations, PPTs, they are here, and I will include today's as well. And listening audios, I have to include the one from number 3. And
Miss Elizabeth.
Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you sharing the screen? Because we don't see it.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll start again then. Oh, my Lord. Okay, now can you see my screen?
No.
Can you?
Yes.
No? Yes? Yes. So I was talking to myself. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm going to repeat. So we go to Teams, and there you're going to find your tabs. All right. So you click on Sauce. Remember, guys, it has to be the one that says 6th grade English Sauce. All right. Not only 6th grade. It has to be in Sauce. That's where we are working. And so as I was saying, this is the general posts place. All right, this is where you have to check, as I was saying before, you have to check here for important information, and files, wherever Miss Elizabeth or the other teacher, depending on your classes, post any important documents. All right, you have the folders, the worksheets, you find worksheets, videos, you find the videos there, and the PowerPoint presentations in PPTs, listening audios, they're here. And whatever other document with instructions I give you, it will be here, as well as in your class notebook. I'm going to skip class notebook for the moment because that's where we're going to spend most time with. So remember, whenever you finish an assignment in the class notebook, where we're going to be working now, you have to come back here and post and click turn in. For example, here we already have grammar 3 today, so you click on it, and when you finish, then you click, this is my account, that's why I don't have the button here, but here you should have turn in, and that's where you have to click so I can insert your grade, and then you can check it here where it says grades. I'm not going to click here because otherwise you'll see everybody's grades. All right, so let's go back to the class notebook. Last week was a little bit crazy because we've never done this before, and we're still doing a lot of changes, and the system is going cuckoo puffs. So sometimes it gets complicated, but it's not that difficult to work. So now when you open it, you have a welcome page, and it says click on the purple arrow. So this is the purple arrow. And of course, here you can see all of your notebooks because this is my account. But when you open it, you only have Bienvenido, Biblioteca de Contenido. Okay, there. Let's make it bigger so you can see it. Biblioteca de Contenido, Collaboration Space, and your name. If you click under your name, you have only two folders. You have Notas de Clases and Deberes. All right, if you click on Biblioteca de Contenido, you will see that you have all the different weeks, all right? All the different weeks depending on the dates. As you said, I changed the names and now you can see only the dates there, all right? You see the dates. And if you click on today's week, you'll see the folders, the pages for every day. And this is today's work. Now, Biblioteca de Contenido is only for reading, only for you to check, and that's it. All right. And you'll see a different presentation that we have here. When we finish the class, I will come back here and I'm going to insert the link so you can watch this video that I'm recording right now. And now whatever explanation I give you, we'll be here with a teacher on a board and hear all the activities that you have to do. And just like you copy in your agenda, I inserted here the homework, but where are you going to do the homework? In the deberes file. And remember how some of you have sent me the pictures of the notebook when you do dictations or the student book? Now I want them here. So this is your notebook. And remember to insert pictures. You take your pictures and you click here in a different box. You click Insert, Picture, from File. You select the file from the computer and let's see. You select the file, you open it, and then you insert it. And then you move the picture to here on your notebook. So,
Miss Elizabeth.
Yes, ma'am.
In my computer is more difficult. In mine, I think, because to me it's really hard to insert the pictures.
I know some of you have had problems to insert pictures because you're working in tablets, or I don't know what kind of computer you're working on. Are you working on a Mac?
Yes, I work only in Mac.
Yes, I have no idea how to do it in Mac.
But I will look. I
Please
think in
try.
iPad it's easier, but I deleted the app, so I gotta download it again.
All right, please do. The idea is that whenever we finish this terrible crisis we live in, you have everything here. And you will also upload the one from the previous days. Just let me insert the pictures because it hasn't been inserted yet. So you can put the pictures of everything you've sent me before. So you have everything here. But this is only for reading. All right, you're not going to do that in the biblioteca. You're going to do that in the notas de clases. Because in Notas de Clases, this one, you see, the problem is that it's not syncing properly. Bloc de Notas is having some problems. All right, but when you click, let me see if I have another one here. In Notas de Clases, you should have, yes, here, you should have all the days, including today, which here for the moment, you don't see it, but it's already there. I'm opening the app to show you because sometimes it only appears in the app. I don't know why. Okay, so for example, here you can see it's already there, Monday, Wednesday. And that's the problem, that sometimes we see it in one place and we don't see it in another with teachers, and then we distribute it, and then you have double of everything. So let's just try to sync our computers. We sync our computers and we can either try the app. I'll show you in a moment. We go back to Teams. All right, for example, if you cannot see whatever I distributed, you are in the class notebook, you click class notebook, and you click here where it says open in browser. You click open in browser, and then you click open in app, and then try to find in one of those options. When you come back, it will appear there. All right, let's see if we can do that. So if you click open in browser, it will click on the browser. That means the Explorer. All right. Okay, see, you have it there. All right, and then I'm going to close it, and I'm going to click Teams. All right, and now I'm going to open in app. Okay, and if you see it, you have it in the app as well. So now let's go back. I'm going to close this, and let's go back to the, and now it's there, you see? We have to play with these guys. Bloc de Notas is not as, the connectivity is not working as we wish. It's not that automatic. So now you see it there. All right. So when you click here in Notas de Clases, all right, you click here, you see it there. And you have the homework, the same thing that you have in the biblioteca de clase, but in biblioteca you cannot write anything. So here you paste the pictures and of the student book as well. And then it says here, homework, do the grammar worksheet number 3, and then online activities. So homework is in deberes. So you go to deberes.
Miss,
Yes, ma'am.
and if you want to edit, it always asks you to create, to copy, to do a copy. So it's like
And not here,
you
not in
always
Teams.
have to
Not in Teams, not in Teams, not in
in
Teams.
block de notas.
But it shouldn't ask you for that, sweetie.
For me, it asks me when,
For
let's say,
example, look
I
at
can
here.
edit
Look
some
at here.
work, so I do it.
So look at here. For example, if you notice here, I have double the assignments, grammar worksheet 3, and you have grammar worksheet 3. Same thing we had last week with quiz number 3. It's because it wasn't there, and I distributed it again, and now it's synced, and you have 2 copies. So you have to try to type one. For example, here you can type it. This one you can edit. You don't have to open a new folder and save it. It's right there. And remember, you don't have to send it. It saves automatically. And since you have 2 of these grammar worksheets, just work on the first ones. There are extra ones I will delete when I check your individual work. So if you ever have this problem, I'm sure some of the teachers are having the same problem because block de notas is not syncing properly, then we do this, all right? You just work on the first one, and then the extra ones we will delete. All right, so now let's go back to our topic today, DRCs. All right, defining relative clauses. DRCs means defining relative clauses, and we've studied 3 different types of relative clauses so far, and today we are going to see the relative clauses to describe possession or ownership, and our relative pronoun is whose. Reviewing the previous DRCs. Just remember, guys, and this is very, very important. As you notice, this has been the same topic since we began studying this period, DRCs. And all DRCs have 3 essential parts: a subject, a noun describing the subject, and a DRC describing the noun. So if you want to create a sentence with a DRC, you need to make sure that it has those 3 essential parts. Now, so far we have seen 4 different relative pronouns. Can somebody tell me one? Which was the first one? Anybody?
Who?
Who. We saw whom. Very good. And what is the other relative pronoun that we can use instead of who?
That.
That. Excellent. So we have that and who. What was the next one? The other 2 we saw in the last.
Which. Where. Which.
Which. Very good. Which. And then where. Excellent. Where. Now, who can tell me? Who can tell me? Who can tell me what we use the relative pronoun that for? The relative pronoun that. Anybody? We use these ones for? Paz, are you there? Hello, who's there? Nobody? I'm all alone. Miss Luna?
Yes.
Can you see who is there?
Okay, I have Zachary.
Zachary, tell me, what do I use that for?
You use it to describe?
To describe what?
An object. What
An object
does it do?
Or
people. Yes.
People. So that can be used to describe people or objects instead of who or which. Who else is there?
Okay, Mariela.
Mariela. Okay, Mariela. What do I use who for?
For people.
For people. Excellent. This is only for people. That can be used instead of who. It's the generic one, okay, for objects and people. But who is specifically for people? Who's there?
Mariana.
Mariana. Which? What do we use which for?
For like to describe like places.
Places? Yes and no.
Objects.
Objects. Very good, Maldonado. Nice hearing you. Which is specifically to describe objects. Objects. And where?
Places.
Places. Very good. Where is used to describe places. And remember, guys, you should never use two relative pronouns together. That was a problem I saw a lot in the album, that you thought that because that can be used as well for people and objects, you could use it together with who or which, and no, we can only use one. For example, Mark Anthony, the singer who that was married to J-Lo. That's incorrect because you have two relative pronouns there.
And it sounds like weird. It sounds weird
as well too. So the correct one would be Mark Anthony, the singer who was married to J-Lo for people, or Mark Anthony, the singer that was married to J-Lo. One or the other, but not two. And something very, very important, guys, I mentioned this in the previous presentation, which has to be spelled with WH. This is another mistake many of you did. If which is misspelled without the H, the sentence is automatically incorrect. Which, if you notice, these three begin with WH, and the one we're going to see today also begins with WH. These are the WH words that we use to ask questions, only that we are learning, this time we're learning the same words, but with a different use as relative pronouns. So they all have a WH. The same thing with where. Where is WH? All of the words should have WH. All right, so now let's talk about today's topic. As we've said before in the previous presentation, a DRC gives important information about the noun, not the subject in the sentence. Remember that we do not put them between commas. That was another mistake I saw in your last quiz, using commas. We don't use commas in DRCs. When we see the last topic of grammar for this period, you will see why commas are so important. In these kind of sentences with DRCs, we don't use commas. These new DRCs, the ones that we're going to see today, talk about possession or ownership, something that belongs to you. That means that it describes something that belongs to a person. When you buy it, it's yours. And since technically only people can own things, these DRCs are only used with people as subjects. We cannot use those whose for pets or cars or houses. No, it's only for humans, because technically only humans can own things. Even if we have a dog that has a house, the dog didn't buy the house. So ownership only talks about people, and so whose can only be used only for people. The same thing with who that is only for people. In the last quiz, some of you wrote elephants are animals who carried heavy materials. Elephants are not people, so you cannot use who, it's which. In this case, the relative pronoun to describe possession is whose, another word with WH. Just like the DRCs for people and objects and places, you need the three essential parts: a subject, a noun identifying the subject or related to the subject, and a DRC describing the noun, not the subject. Let's take a closer look. Maldonado, can you please read this sentence?
Mary is the girl who the mother showed up class yesterday.
Whose? All right, Maldonado. Let's analyze the sentence. Which one is the subject here?
Mary.
Mary, very good. Mary is the subject. And the noun?
Girl.
Girl. Only Maldonado. Right now, I just want to hear Maldonado. The girl. The girl is the noun describing the subject. And which one is the DRC, Maldonado?
Show it, no.
No. Where do we begin the DRC? With the relative pronoun. So in this case, the relative pronoun is whose. So the DRC is whose mother showed up to class yesterday. The whole thing. The DRCs begin with the relative pronoun and then up to the end. This is a DRC for possession describing the noun. Zachary, read the second one, please.
That is the man whose car is a brand new Lamborghini.
Please repeat, whose, not who.
That is the man whose car is a brand new Lamborghini.
Yeah, be very careful. This is whose, not who. Everybody repeat in your mind, whose, not who. All right, Zachary, which one is the subject in this sentence?
The man,
The whole thing is the subject.
no, the man,
So everything, the man, is the subject. Is that the subject? Which one is the noun, Zachary?
the man.
The man. The man is describing the subject. Remember, you always need subject first and then the noun. And remember, guys, the verb to be. We always need the verb to be. It's very, very important. Well, no, not necessarily the verb to be. You can have any other verb, but you need a verb there. All right, Zachary, which one is the DRC here? Yes.
That the subject is always first, or it can be like the subject after the noun.
If it's a question, we have the subject after the verb. Is Mary the girl? But the subject always precedes or is before the noun.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Now, Zachary, which one is the DRC in this sentence?
Whose car is a brand new Lamborghini?
Lamborghini, correct. And that is a DRC for possession. How do we know these two sentences are DRC for possessions? Because we have the relative pronoun whose. Whose, not who. Whose. All right, let's try a quick exercise. Who else is there, Miss Luna?
Okay, we have Fonsea.
Josea, Juan Diego, please read this sentence. These two sentences.
Mario is my friend. His bike is red.
All right, now, how can I combine these two sentences? You see here, I'm saying his bike. I'm talking about the bike of Mario, right? Mario's bike. Now, how can I combine these two sentences and make one sentence with a DRC of possession?
What is the whose?
Make the sentence. Make the sentence with whose.
Mario
Like the ones we did here. Okay, Mario
is my friend.
is
Whose
my
his
friend.
bike is red.
Close. Mario is my friend whose bike is red. Now, I don't have to write his because whose is replacing his. If I write Mario is my friend whose his bike, then I am saying his two times because whose is substituted his. Whose talks about possession just like his talks about possession, but this is a DRC, so we use whose. And which one is the subject, Mario? I'm sorry, Juan Diego, which one is the subject?
Mario.
Mario, very good. Mario is the subject. And which one is the noun?
My friend.
Excellent. The noun is describing the subject. I'm saying that Mario is my friend. And the DRC?
Whose bike is red.
Whose bike is red. And this is a DRC for possession. All right, because it has the relative pronoun whose. And it's talking about the bike of my friend who is Mario. All right, very good. Who else do we have, Miss Luna?
Maria Granizo.
Granizo? All right, Granizo, please read the sentence.
Rosa is a chef. Her restaurant is on Main Street.
It's a chef, not chef. Chef is Spanish. Chef, very good. Now try to combine this sentence into a sentence with a DRC for possession.
Rosa is a chef whose restaurant is on Main Street.
Excellent. Now, notice that Granizo said is a chef, And here I wrote is the chef. Why? Because once I start giving information, once I start giving extra information, I'm talking about one person in particular or one object in particular. So here I can change the chef because now I'm talking about the chef who is Rosa. So Rosa is the chef whose restaurant is on Main Street. I didn't write here because whose substitutes the possessive adjective here. All right, Canizo, then which one is the subject in this sentence?
The subject is Rosa.
Excellent, the subject is Rosa. And the noun?
The chef.
The chef, the chef. Okay, very good. And the noun is describing Rosa. It's telling me who Rosa is. And the DRC?
Whose restaurant is on Main Street.
Excellent. And this DRC is for possession because it has the relative pronoun whose. And it's describing whose the restaurant is. It's from the chef, Rosa. Excellent. Questions so far? Everything is perfectly clear or you don't understand anything? Yes? No? I want to hear. Is everything clear so far?
I understand everything.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, now let's try another exercise. Who else is there, Miss Luna?
Okay, let's go with Daniela Pinto.
Miss Pinto, are these sentences correct? Read the first sentence, please, and tell me if it's a correct sentence with a DRC. Please read first.
Sorry, Miss, can you repeat the question?
Read the sentence, please.
Isaac Newton is the scientist who he was very intelligent.
Is this a correct sentence with a DRC?
Yes, because who doesn't have a dad after the...
Okay, let's analyze the sentence. Daniela, which one is the subject?
Isaac Newton.
Excellent, Isaac Newton. And which one is the noun describing the subject?
Scientist.
The scientist, very good. The scientist is describing Isaac Newton. And which one is the DRC?
He was very intelligent.
All right, that's the DRC. But this sentence has something incorrect. Can you identify?
After who, it has a he.
Exactly. You don't need a he here because you already mentioning that you're talking about Isaac Newton, who is the scientist. So you don't need to add anything here, only the relative pronoun and the verb. Who was very intelligent. So this sentence has the three essential parts, but has an extra word that we don't need. So if this sentence were 2 points, you would have minus 1 point for including a word that you don't need. Who else is there, Miss Luna?
Sinibaldi.
Sinibaldi. Okay, number 2. How can I remove this?
I don't know whose pen is this.
Okay, is that sentence correct?
Yes.
All right, let's analyze it. Does it have a, which one is the subject? I, very good. Which one is the noun describing the subject?
This.
This.
No.
Remember, the noun describes the subject. If I is my subject, which one is the noun describing me?
No.
Do we have it?
No.
No. So if we don't have one of the three essential parts, then the sentence is not a correct sentence with DRC. Actually, is this sentence a question or a sentence?
A question. A sentence.
It's a sentence because it begins with I. I don't know whose pen is this. So here I should have a period, not a question mark. Now, even if we have the word whose, okay, please mute everyone, Miss Luna. Even if we have the relative pronoun whose, that doesn't mean that I have automatically a sentence with a DRC. So you have to be very careful, guys. When you're writing your own sentences, make sure you have the 3 essential parts. All right, who else do we have, Miss Luna?
Katia?
Katia Hernandez.
Yes.
All right, hi, Katia. Please read number 3.
Which of these sentences are correct?
All right, is that question a question with a DRC?
No, it's a question without DRC.
It's a regular question. Now, is this question grammatically correct? Yes, but it's not a question with a DRC. So again, even if you have the word at the relative pronoun which, that doesn't mean that this question has automatically a DRC. Be careful with that. Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Who else do we have?
Welcome.
Okay. Mendizábal?
Mendizábal, number 4. Does she have a microphone?
Yes, she's... Okay, let's... Yeah, she's right there.
Oh, please repeat.
Da Vinci was the artist who did the Mona Lisa.
All right. Is this a correct sentence with DRC?
No.
Why not?
Because it has a comma.
Oh, excellent. But does it have the rest of the essential parts that we need? Let's analyze it. Which one is the subject?
Da Vinci.
Perfect. The noun describing the subject?
The artist.
The artist. And the DRC?
Who did the Mona Lisa.
Excellent. So it has the 3 essential parts, but you have a comma. And what did I say before? We don't use commas. Not before, not after. That's it. We don't have commas in DRCs. Thank you very much, Miss. The next one?
Flores.
Flores. Number 5.
The Mona Lisa, whose painter is Da Vinci, is located in the Louvre.
In the Louvre. Okay, in the museum in France. All right. What about this sentence? Is it correct? Does it have a correct DRC?
Yes, but it has commas.
So, is it correct?
No.
No, then no, it isn't correct because I just told you that we don't use commas. This is a clause, but it's not a DRC. Why? Because it's between commas. And we don't have a noun describing the Mona Lisa. We could rewrite it saying the Mona Lisa is, what is the Mona Lisa?
A painting.
A very famous painting. So we could say the Mona Lisa is a very famous painting which is located in the Louvre Museum, or which was painted by Da Vinci. But the DRC can never be between commas. Are we clear with that, guys?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, now, so none of these sentences are correct. They do not have the 3 essential parts that we need. Some of them have the subject, the noun, and the DRC, but they have the incorrect punctuation or they have extra words. So be careful with that, guys. Those are the aspects you have to pay attention to when writing sentences with DRCs. Now, let's try another one. Who else is there?
Giovanna.
Giovanna, welcome back. I saw you leaving. Please read the sentence, Giovanna.
Albert Einstein is the scientist who presented the theory of relativity.
Excellent. Albert Einstein, no Einstein. Einstein is Spanish. Is that sentence correct, Ms. Giovanna? Does it have a correct DRC?
Yes.
All right, let's analyze it. Which one is the subject?
Albert
Einstein.
Einstein.
Ah, Einstein.
Einstein.
Correct. Very good. That's the subject, Albert Einstein. And the subject? The noun describing the subject?
The scientist.
Excellent, the scientist. And the DRC?
Who presented the theory relativity.
Of relativity. Perfect. Now, this is a DRC of?
Of a person.
People. For people. How do you know?
Because it's talking about Albert Einstein and he's a person.
Okay, but we can say because it has the relative pronoun who. But very good. It's talking about a person, so it has to be of people. But remember, we can also have a possession. So pay attention to the relative pronoun to know which type of DRC we are talking about. If it has who, it's a DRC for people. Who else do we have?
Okay, let's listen to Daniel.
Daniel. How are you, sweetie?
Fine, and you?
Fine, thank you. Okay, number 2, please read it.
Christopher Columbus is the person that discovered America.
All right, is that a correct sentence with a DRC?
Yes.
Let's analyze it. Which one is the subject?
Christopher Columbus.
And the noun describing the subject?
The person.
Excellent. And the DRC?
That discovered America, but that is not like DRC.
It is a DRC.
Yes.
But the relative pronoun is that. Remember, we can use that for people and objects. In this case, if we have that, we have to check the subject. The subject is a person, so this is a DRC for people. Very good. Now, let's just go back to the first one. Giovanna, what else can I say instead of scientist? How else can I describe Albert Einstein? Giovanna. Albert Einstein is the
person who
person. What else?
I don't know.
The man. He's the one. But those are very general. Actually, Albert Einstein, more specifically, he was a mathematician. So I could say here, Albert Einstein is the mathematician, or was, because he doesn't exist anymore, was the mathematician. So you always have to choose the best noun to describe your subject. Daniel, for example, in this sentence, Christopher Columbus is the person. I want you to be more specific. What else can you write instead of person?
Is the man.
The man, but that's still general. What was Christopher Columbus?
The discoverer of America.
All right, the discoverer. But if I say Christopher Columbus is the discoverer that discovered, that's redundant. So what else can I use here?
The
explorer.
The explorer,
The explorer or the sailor. Christopher Columbus is the explorer because he was exploring that discovered America. Excellent. All right, who else do we have, Miss Luna?
Okay, Carmela.
Carmela, hi. Please read the sentence. Mary Curie.
Mary Curie is the scientist whose husband died in an accident.
In an accident. Very good. Now, is this a correct sentence with a DRC?
Yes.
Let's analyze it. Which one is the subject?
Marie Curie.
Mary Curie. Very good. And the noun describing the subject?
The scientist.
Perfect. The DRC?
Whose husband died in an accident.
Husband. Correct. And this DRC is a DRC for?
Person.
Person. Which relative pronoun do we use to talk about people? Who or that. But this one says whose. This is the one we just studied today. Anybody can help Carmela?
Possession.
Possession. Very good. Because we're talking about the husband of Mary Curie. Whose is for possession. So if you want to know which type of DRC we are talking about, pay attention to the relative pronoun. Very good. Who else do we have?
Maldonado.
Maldonado again. Please read the sentence.
The US is the country which has the most people with the COVID-19.
Excellent. Now, this sentence,
Estados Unidos.
Is this sentence correct with the DRC?
Yes.
Let's analyze it. Which one is the subject?
US.
The US, the United States of America. Very good. And which one is the noun?
Which?
The noun describing the subject?
Country.
The country. The country is the noun because it's telling me what the US is. The US is the country. And the DRC?
We have the most people with the COVID-19.
Very good. And this DRC is for?
Of places.
Which is the relative pronoun for places?
Where?
But this one says which. So
Is
this
incorrect.
one, it is correct.
It's object.
It's an object. Very good. Remember, guys, that in the previous presentation, I told you to be very careful when you're talking about places. Thank you, Maldonado. You can mute yourself. Because places can be described as a place or as an object. That was another mistake many of you did. We are going to see the other example, and then we'll talk about the differences between objects and places when talking about a place. Who else do we have there, Miss Luna?
Adrian.
Adrian, French. Number 5, please, Adrian. Read it.
The US is the country where my sister lives.
Excellent. Is that correct?
Yes.
Let's analyze it. Which one is the subject?
The US.
And the noun?
The country.
Perfect. And the DRC?
Where my sister lives.
And this time we're talking about a DRC of?
Place.
How do you know?
Because where is the country where my sister lives.
Because we have the relative pronoun where. Perfect. Now, Miss, why do we have here the same thing? The US is the country and the US is the country. But here I say which and here I say where. And this is where I told you to be very careful. We are going to use where when you're talking about a place and the things that you can do there or the things where you can have experiences. In this case, my sister lives in there. So that's where. The US is the country where my sister lives. France is the country where I had the most beautiful experience of my life. All right. If you're talking about activities or experiences that you can have in a place, then you're describing the place as a place. But if you're describing it with as an object, then that means that you're describing the things that it has. Like, for example, the classroom is the place which has desks and a board and students. If you're talking about what's inside, then it's an object. If you're talking about where it is located, then it's an object. The US is the country which is located in North America. So be very careful, guys, when talking about places. If you're talking about experiences or things that you can do there, it's where. If not, you're describing it as an object and you have to use a different pronoun. Questions so far? Everything is perfectly clear?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Now, yes. So again, how do we know which type of DRC we are using? It depends on the relative pronoun. Who is for people? That is for people and objects, so I have to check the subject. This one is Christopher Columbus, so it's for people. Whose is for possession? How do we know? Because we're talking about the husband of Marie Curie. And which is for objects? And where is for places? That's how we know which type of DRCs we're talking about. All of these sentences are correct. They have the 3 essential parts that we need, a subject, a noun, and a DRC. And they have the correct punctuation and word order. We don't need commas. But guys, remember, even though we're working in the computer, we still need a capital letter, and we still need a period, and we still need all the words spelled correctly. Otherwise, you lose points. It doesn't matter if it's typed. You still have to pay attention to those things. We have to write proper, correct English sentences. All right? So now you have to take notes, but you cannot take notes from this video. So you can go back to your Teams account, okay? And you can go back to Notas de Clase. You find today's class, Monday the 20th. Yes. All right, click there. In a moment, I will paste the link here with the video so you can watch it again. And you click here and you open the PowerPoint presentation, you open your notebook, you write the date, the title, and you take the notes that you need to take, and then you take pictures of your notebook and you paste them here, and then you do the student activities and you paste the pictures here, and then Where are you going to do the homework? In deberes. It says here, sorry, it says here that you have to do Monday 20th. Where is Monday 20th here? This one, for example, I have to sync. All right. Monday 20th. All right. It says homework, grammar worksheet number 3, and online activities. So I have to go to deberes, grammar 3. Do the first one, please, guys. Grammar 3, I click, I do it here. Then I click on the links to do the activities. I take the screenshot. Guys, to take a screenshot, depending on the computer, you can use the application of recortes or cuts. Click new, choose, copy, and then you paste it here. All right? Or you can save it as a picture and then insert it as a picture from the file. All right, and then you insert. All right, online activities 1, 2, 3. These activities review all the different types of DRCs that we have covered so far. So again, any questions? Going once, everything is perfectly clear?
Me, only
for today we only have to take notes.
No, it's at the grammar worksheet, sweetie.
Me, so we only have to do grammar worksheet 3.
And the online activities.
And the online activities. Okay, Miss.
That's the only thing. If you want more, I can give you more.
No, thank it's fine.
All right, guys. It was fun to see you, or see you in between quotation marks. All right, seeing you here or hearing your voices. I hope we see you again, okay? If you have any questions, talk to me through the chat.
Okay, Miss.
Thank you, Miss. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Miss. Bye.
Bye.